Floor is yours.
Okay, so hello everyone. I wanted to ask you, what were your feelings when you, for the first time, saw a terrorist driving an American Humvee having American or European rifle in their hands? Well, for me, the feeling was that something went really, really terribly wrong because you cannot win every conflict. But once you are leaving the country, what you should do is that you should take your military hardware with you when you are leaving the country, or you should destroy it so it does not get into the enemy hands. Nowadays, explosives are used for destroying the military equipment because when you are leaving the country, you are usually in a hurry and it's hard to pack all the things. But once you are in a hurry, it's also not a good or wise idea to use explosives because you can get seriously injured. And that's something which I would like to address by using thermite in those cases. Termites are cheap and environmentally benign mixtures which simply burn, and they burn at a very, very high temperature so they can burn through a steel or melt it together. So if you have a Humvee, you just put a termite on the engine and it just burns the engine together, or you can put it on a rifle and then the rifle is useless and you can leave it. Compared to explosives, they are much safer because there is nothing which explodes, they just simply burn, so there is much lower chance that you get injured when you are using them. My name is Jan. I'm now at the moment where I tested few termite mixture and I would like to make a minimal viable product which I would like to optimize with the people from the field, and I'm a PhD student of the Radboud University. Now my goal at the moment is to learn how to get from the idea to a successful business. Okay, that's it. Any questions?
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If you put a termite on a car engine that still has like gasoline and stuff in the engine, wouldn't the car still explode?
The gasoline just burns, to be honest, in most of the cases because you don't have enough of water, so it usually just gets on fire. When you are living in a country, usually many things on such a situation, usually many things are in fire. So theoretically, it can explode, but when you have explosive, it will for sure explode. So it's orders of magnitude more safer.
Okay.
It's actually better when the gasoline is in because then you can damage the car even more, to be honest.
Other questions?
Jan,
Yeah.
how big is the problem? Do you know that? Do you know how often does this situation appear that
Uh,
guns and rifles and stuff get
We
exploded?
usually, like most of the military, or at least in Europe, and I hope that this will be the future as a, let's say, pacifist person, we are just using our military to show that to prevent conflict. And if we are prepared for such cases, then I think it should prevent them from happening. Like when you have a military, usually only a few guns of the whole gun storage, which you have, for instance, in Netherlands, are fired. The rest is just there to be prepared for such a cases. And so I think that the market is big enough, even though the conflicts are quite rare, because still it gives you the chance to be prepared for such a scenario and to be prepared when you are leaving the country to just save lives. Because if you don't have to take Humvees, you can take, for instance, people instead and save their lives because they won't get killed.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Pleasure.
Other questions?
There's always a chance of a termite invasion after destruction of everything with termites.
May you please repeat the question?
So if you use a lot of termites, there is a
Mhm.
chance for a termite invasion of the place where you leave them, right?
What is the chance of termite what?
Invasion.
Invasion. You mean like that?
So there will be a lot of them on a piece of land.
Sorry. Termite is not a. It's not an animal. It's the thing which it's also an animal, but it's also a name from thermochemistry. So it's a mixture of some, let's say, iron rust and aluminum shavings and a few more components. So it's no animals which would.
Okay, I initially thought that
Good question.
gonna just put a bunch of insects there and they will eat the thing. Like, okay.
Like I would like if I would find out some insects which would eat metal, but I think it would be then hard to get rid of them, as you said. That's for sure.
That's why I thought it was a great idea. I was like, whoa.
Oh, sorry, it's not that great. Sorry. I think that there won't be any conflicts if we would invent such animals, or at least not with the conventional weapons.
Okay. Yep. No more questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, Jan.
Thanks.
I will put you right back into